Okay, now comes the fun part. Okay, we're going to use this template that we cut out of the instructions, and you can see the two holes that have been cut out. Those holes are going to line up with these little rings. I don't know if you see these. These are kind of raised rings inside the trunk. And when those line up, then you use that as your point of reference to mark where you're going to drill your holes. Now, don't ask me why Honda saw fit to put these little markers on here and they didn't go ahead and mark the spots where you drill the holes. Doesn't make any sense to me, but they didn't. So you use this little template, and then we'll get the awl or the ice pick, and we'll make tiny little dimples up here. And there actually might be on your bike, there might be some little tiny marks where you can feel, and those are the spots where you're going to drill those holes. So they may actually have some little stubs sticking out. They're real tiny though, you can hardly see them. And so that's where we're going to mark. Now on the left side, which is looking forward on the bike, we're looking to the left, we're actually going to mark these 3 holes because one of the holes is used for the wiring to go to the spoiler. On the other side, we're going to turn this template over and do the reverse, but we're only going to mark 2 holes on the right side which hold the spoiler on. Make sure you don't drill 3 holes on the left side and the right side. Okay, now I've got my small drill bit loaded. We're going to drill starter holes first, the smaller size. Then we'll come back with our larger size drill bit and kind of ream them out to the larger size, and that's what our bolts will actually go through. But start out with the small drill bit first. I gotta tell you, it is a little bit scary drilling into the trunk lid. No matter how many times you do it, it's scary. But you gotta do it. Man up. Okay, got the bigger bit in. Let's get it done. Looks pretty nasty when you look at it on top. Doesn't matter, it ain't gonna show. Okay, our holes are drilled. We better hope we got it right because you only get one chance. You get it wrong, you gotta buy a new trunk lid and they're not cheap. I don't mean to scare you or anything. I mean, it really isn't that difficult, but you know, makes it more interesting to watch the video. Now, when you drill that 7/16 hole with this big drill bit, it's going to kind of chew up this plastic. It's going to be really ugly, and you have a lot of this excess stuff hanging off. So you might have to get a little file, a little round file, and clean it up because you'll have little chunks of plastic hanging off. Don't worry about it, but it's a good idea to clean it up with a little file. There is one other tool that I forgot to mention that you are going to need for this job, and that is a 5mm hex wrench. I don't know why I forgot to tell you about that, but the bolts that hold the spoiler on from underneath are actually hex bolts. So you will need a 5mm. It doesn't have to be a T-handle. Any hex wrench will do, but just make sure you have one.